everybody. How you doing? All right, so here's our first lesson video for Cody. We're going to talk about some of the things we talked about in our first lesson. So here we go. I'm going to change the camera angle. And now we're looking at the sound hole of the guitar. All right, so we talked about strumming technique with our thumb, right? We're just going to put a little pressure on the string, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down. One string at a time, right? I only really want to hear one string played at a time. I don't want to hear multiple strings like that, just one at a time. All right? And that's going to help us when we tune. We'll go up here to the headstock. So when I tune, I want to hear that nice, just one string plucked at a time, because that way the tuner, my little tuner machine like you have here, Cody, when I pluck one string at a time, it'll help the tuner know which string we're tuning. Because if you hit two at a time, it'll kind of confuse the tuner, if that makes sense. So we need to make sure we're accurately playing just one string at a time when we're tuning. All right, so if we start here on our low E, which is string number 6, right? So mine sounds a little flat, and it is. So I just need to turn it, right? Counterclockwise is tightening the string, and then clockwise is going to lower the pitch. So counterclockwise, tune it up. Clockwise tunes it down. Okay, remember that? All right, so I'm going to get it back in tune. Okay, so now I'm in tune with that one, and I go to my next string, which is A. I want to make sure all the other strings are quiet, and then I pluck that one, and my A is also flat. So A is the next tuning peg. So it's this string, this peg. I need to turn it counterclockwise until A lights up green. There we go. D is the next one, next tuning peg on top. It's flat on my guitar, it's flat. Yours might be sharp. Okay, so we're just gonna work down like that. And then the next string is this one, next string is this one, and then the highest string is this one, okay? So it goes low E, A, D, G, B, and then the high E, okay? So you're working your way down like this. Dun, 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 okay? So that's just in regards to tuning the guitar. If you need help, feel free to ask me any questions. All right, there's that. Cody, we're back. So here is another video, but this is going to be about chords, which we haven't really talked about yet, but I promised you I would show you a couple chords. So here we go. Changing the angle. All right. So now, in regards to these chords, the first one, we'll focus on our strumming hand here, our right hand. We're just going to strum the first 3 top notes of the guitar here. Okay. So I'm just strumming those 3 notes with my thumb, just gently brushing the tops of the strings. Okay? So kind of get used to that idea before you play the chord. Okay, so here we have our frets like we talked about when we're talking about the anatomy of the guitar. This will be my 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th. So the first one is closest to the headstock of the guitar. 1st fret, headstock. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, so on and so forth. Okay? So I'm going to go here to my 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3. I'm on my low E string, and I'm going to use my this is going to be my 3rd finger. So we have all these fingers here, minus the thumb, because the thumb is behind the guitar, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Our pinky is 4, our index finger is 1, okay? So I'm going to my 3rd finger on my low E string on the 3rd fret. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, low E. All right? So the note that I'm playing right now is actually called a G note. We'll get more on that later. All right, now I'm going to the next string down. So I have this, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, low E string, right? And then I have the next 2nd fret, and then I have my 2nd finger, and I'm gonna go to the next string, okay? This is our A string. So here we have these 2 notes. I have my 3rd finger, 1, 2, 3, on the 3rd fret, low E string. And then I have my 2nd finger, 1, 2, on the 2nd fret, and it's this A string, okay? So we're gonna play those, and they're gonna be stacked up on top of each other like that. So 3rd finger, 1, 2, 3, 2nd finger, 1, 2, on that A string. E string, A string, all right? And then we're just gonna strum those 3 strings. That's a G chord. One of the best chords of all time. Okay, and then we have our next chord is you take the same shape right here as the G chord, and you drop boop, both fingers down a string. Okay, so we're up here, keep the shape, pretend your hand is frozen in place. It got frozen by ice. Drop each one down, barely, just 1 string each. And then make sure your fingers have a nice arch to them. And press down gently on the strings, press down there. And then you have your C chord. So now I want you to just practice going back and forth. G chord, C chord, G chord, C chord, okay? That's what they'll sound like together eventually, okay? But for now, just focus on 3rd finger, 1, 2, 3, 3rd fret, this low E string here, okay? And then 2nd finger, 1, 2, 2nd fret, on the next string, this string, and that's our G chord. Pretend your hand's frozen, pretend this hand's frozen, drop it down. Each drop down 1 string, keep the same shape. And that's the C chord. Now practice moving that chord shape up and down. 2, 3, 4. You can count to 4 on each one. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna strum down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? That's your G chord and your C chord.